Hello, welcome to Just Vintage Crochet. Let's tackle another mystery pattern from the early Victorian era or from 1912. I believe I have two patterns in here from 1912. Everything else is from the 1840s. So the early Victorian era. Some of these patterns I'm reworking from 2 years ago when I first started doing mystery patterns. Now that my skills with working with these old patterns has improved, I want to try to retackle them and see if I can, because some of them I just abandoned. I just simply couldn't work them, or I worked them and they were completely wrong. A lot of the patterns in here are also new patterns to the channel that I've never worked before. So if you are new to the channel, my son picks out all of these patterns for me. He gets rid of the titles, any pictures, which I think only 2 of these have pictures. And he also will go through the patterns and get rid of anything that could give away what the pattern is meant to be. So all we have no context. We only have the text of the pattern. At the end of the video, we discover what it is because he does have the title. I just don't have any access to them to keep me honest. Okay, let's pick our pattern. Number 8's right on top. Well, that's our first one of the year, our first right on top of the year. Now, I recognize this. This is one we have worked on the channel way back. It's maybe even been the very first mystery pattern we worked right here. Recognize this because of the corrections that were made in the book, and I don't know when these corrections were made. I have no idea. This pattern is from 1846, so anytime from 1846 until whenever I picked up the book, this correction was made. Okay, so I don't have any thread size or hook size, which is fine. I'm just going to use number 10 crochet thread and a number 7 hook. Let's see how many rounds. We have 14 rounds. A round, we might be dealing with a doily here, which is highly likely for the time. Also, whenever it comes to these patterns, of course, I'm going to get started on the pattern in just a second, but it's important that I point this out to you. Whenever it comes to these patterns here, you have to bear in mind that these patterns did come out of the UK. That includes Ireland and Scotland, and they are nearly 200 years old. We're talking back when Queen Victoria was still in her 20s. Okay, and you know, she died in the year 1900, so these are very, very old. The stitch terminology is not modern U.S. stitch terms. Modern U.S. stitch terms started to become a thing around the late 1870s, but for sure in the 1880s. So these are, you have to throw out the window completely everything you know about crochet stitch terms because these aren't going to be the same. So I'm going to hold these out for you. I do already know these terms, but if you want to practice with these, give them a try, play around with them a little bit. And there you go. That is the stitch terms we're dealing with. Way back then, there was pretty much just 4 basic stitches used. Chain stitch, what we call a slip stitch, what we call a single crochet, and what we call a double crochet here in the US. Okay, so there's my microwave. So let me get my thread and my hook and we'll just jump right into the pattern. Okay, so it says here, we're going to start with a chain of 7 stitches. And the first round, that beeping was also my microwave. I just sort of ignored it. The first round, we're going to work 9 chains and 1 plain, which is a modern US single crochet, or a modern UK double crochet in every stitch. So we'll start with our 7 chains. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it says round. I have learned a lesson about this. When it says round, join it. These patterns are very assumption based. And I'm going to chain 1, and I have to work into the stitch and not around the ring, although I really want to work around the ring because it doesn't make that big of a difference and it's nicer looking, but I'm going to do what they want. So that is my first plain stitch and then 9 chain, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Gotta get a better grip on my thread. And then the next chain over, work a single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Next chain over. Okay, so I've got my last chain here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm just going to go ahead and join into the first single crochet that I made with a slip stitch. Okay, now for round 2, 7 plain, miss 3. So in order to save my fingertip, because a couple of years of working with thread on here, it's very painful. I'm just going to go ahead and work around the chain if that's okay, but just know they do intend you to work into each chain stitch. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. I kind of want to mark that first stitch just in case I need it and I don't want to confuse it with a chain. Hang on. Okay. Marked that first single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm still weaving my tail in too. 6 and 7. And I think I have enough of this tail weaved in. So that's good for that. Okay, 7, miss 3, and that's the repeat. Well, I do have 3 unworked stitches, so I guess come back down here. Have I worked this pattern before? I must have. It's so familiar to me. The corrections are so familiar. No chains. 7 plain, miss 3. We have chains here. 3 plain, no chains here. 7 chains. I wonder if should I miss 3 on this side too? Maybe. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, there's no point in counting 3. I'm just going to work around the chain. Is that what they want, maybe, do you think? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But that's kind of out of order. That's out of order. Man. Okay. Nope, there's no way that's correct. Okay, look here. What do you want from me? Is this one of the patterns I walked away from because I just didn't get it? Did I even start it right? 9 chains, 1 plain in every stitch. I'm going to study this for a little bit and play around with it and come back and go over it with you. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is what I've been working out. I undid it, and instead of working in the chains on the first round, I did just go ahead and work around the ring. It cleaned it up a bit. And so since I am working around the rings, I have to take into account how many stitches are left at the end. And I need at least 2 stitches left unworked. So I'm kind of working these 7 single crochet kind of loosely. I'm just not packing them in close together. So now I've worked my 7 over here. So now I'm just going to jump over here and work 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that looks like it's about 2 stitches unworked. So then again, I just jump over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that leaves me with about 2 stitches unworked. Okay, so there's that. Let's see what we do next. Round 3, 6 chain, miss 5, 2 plain. The 2 plain in the middle of the chain in the first round. I've definitely worked this pattern before. I'll tell you what I'll do. When I'm done making this, I'll link the original video down below so you can watch that one compared to this one. Okay, I have definitely worked this one before. It doesn't tell you how to end. They usually don't. Okay, 6 chain, miss 5, 2 plain, the 2 plain in the middle of the chain in the first round. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and join. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, we need 6 chain, miss 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not the middle. If I miss 5, it won't be the middle. I remember this was a huge frustration in the first time I did this as well. I remember that was a very frustrating video. I laughed a lot in it, but inside I was tearing everything up. Okay, just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and... I don't remember how I solved it last time either, and I am not going to go look. 6 chain, miss 5, 2 plain. The 2 plain in the middle of the chain in the first round. 6 chain, miss 5. Maybe they mean miss 5 of the chain. That still doesn't make any sense. Okay, I wonder if I need to slip stitch my way up to the center of this chain, to this loop. I know I need to leave 3 stitches unworked. That'll put me in the middle. So 1, 2, 3, right here. And then work 2 single crochet here. Chain 6. And in order to be in the middle here, I need to count 3 stitches over from this way. 1, 2, 3. That's the stitch I need to work into to be in the middle. What do we think? After I make this, I'm totally going to go back and watch my own video. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Right here. Because these are 7 single crochets, so 3 on this side, 3 on that side. The middle is the middle. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and in the middle is 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm definitely skipping a lot more than 5 stitches. But if I work it the way they say to, it won't work out the way they want, where they want the chains to go, or the single crochets. 2 plain in the middle of the chain. It's not possible. 1, 2, 3. See, let's pretend this stitch is the very first one I made after slip stitching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That puts me right here And that's off to the side. That's not in the middle. Do you see what I mean? You got to go over one more. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Looks like a sand dollar. All right, well, here's hoping this is starting off better than the first one. Okay, fourth round, 3 plain and 2 plain in the 4th stitch. So with this one, they want me to work 3 plain, but 2 out of the 3 of them in the 4th stitch, or work 3 plain and then put 2 into the same 4th stitch. That's probably what it is. Okay, so 3 plain, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 into the same stitch. 1, 2. Oh, I'm going to have to work into the chains. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 into the 4th. 2. Okay, there we go. Let's move on to round 5. And round 5 is calling for 3 plain, that's 3 single crochet, 6 chain, miss 1. So that's the repeat. So 3 plain, start in the 1st stitch. I already have my chain 1. 1, 2, 3, 6 chain, miss 1, and then 3 plain. Am I blurry? Make sure I'm not blurry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, miss 1, and then 3 plain. Okay, I will be right back. 2, 3. All right, there we go. Now we have made a little germ. No, I'm kidding. Okay, so the 6th round is plain. So a round of just plain. So single crochets in every stitch, I'm assuming. Same as 10th. Twice. 10th round, 5 chain, miss 7, 1 plain in the chain of the last round. Okay. Okay, plain. What do you want me to do with these little lumps? What is up with this pattern? I remember this pattern just being an absolute pain. See, I've got 6. I'll do 5. Did I skip a stitch? Yeah, I did. right, well, I wish there was a little more direction on how to do the plane. Okay, I'll be right back. So sometimes you just know when a pattern is not right. This pattern is not right. It's just, it's so weird. It doesn't lay flat. If this is supposed to be a doily, yeah, it's really lumpy. And I remember it was like that the first time too. The first time we did this pattern, it started to shape walls, because I believe at one point they're going to have me like reach behind some lumps like this and do a weird thing. And really, it started to create some walls. And I'm wondering if I'm supposed to work this straight and not in the round. And that's why it never works out right, because it says a chain of 7 unless it's an edging. This could be an edging, and it was not meant to be worked in the round. Because as some of you who have been with me from the beginning will recall, there's a lot of patterns, a healthy handful of patterns out there that will call a row around a row and a row around. Like they just play kind of fast and loose. I don't know that this book is really known for doing that. I don't think it is, but man, this pattern is not right. It's just curly, bumpy, lumpy, thick and chunky. It's not right. You have no idea how bad I want to go back and check out my old video, but no, I'm not going to. Just a minute. This isn't right. I still have this one. I grabbed another deal of thread. I'm going to try to work it flat. Maybe it's an edging and it's only supposed to be like 6 stitches wide or 7. I don't know. It's just something is not right with this. It can't be an edging, not with all those loops and stuff. No. Well, I can tell you this much. I'm only on row 6 and I already don't want to make it anymore. I'm already feeling totally dismayed about it because I know there's something wrong with it and I don't want to waste my time working on a pattern that I know there's something wrong with. My yarn keeps twisting. You know what I mean? I just know that this isn't right. And I feel like I'm following it exactly how I did the first time, and it's not going to be right. Okay, this is one pattern that has whooped me twice. So here's what I'm going to do. A little bit of a call to action. Here is the pattern. I hope that some of you will play with this pattern and then email me your results if you get it. If you figure it out, if it looks good. Of course, you'll be able to see the final results. I'm going to link the original pattern, the original video down below. I'm well on my way to recreating that. I promise you I am. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to go watch that video and I'm going to see that I'm making all the exact same moves. This pattern has whipped me twice, so now I give it to you. If you could help me figure it out, or if you could at least give me the satisfaction of seeing it made right. But if a few of you manage to play around with this one and can make it look right, and you'll see what wrong looks like, just check out my first video. Send me some pictures and I will post it in the community post for everyone to see so that everybody gets the satisfaction of finally seeing what this thing is supposed to look like. But at this point today, it's already frustrating me and I already don't want to mess with it anymore. I'm already burnt out on it and I'm sitting here playing with this, putting stitch after stitch in something I no longer have any interest in. And all I can think about is grabbing another pattern and starting another video because I'm done. See ya, Francine. And if anybody out there is named Francine, no offense. Yeah, I'm done. So that's it for this pattern. I showed you the pattern. If you guys want to play around with it a little bit and show me what it's supposed to look like, I will take it. Okay, I love you guys lots, and I will see you in the next mystery.